Hi guys, it's Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make these big paper flowers that you see everybody creating. I noticed at Hobby Lobby that you could purchase these flowers now that they sell these for, I think they're like $35 to $40 a piece. That is insane. But you could still use the 40% off coupon. Still crazy. So, you can create this using 5 sheets of 12 by 12 or 9 sheets of 8.5 by 11. Now, if you go whenever the paper is 50% off at Hobby Lobby and you buy the papers individually, they will be 40 cents a sheet. It will be $2 per flower. I purchased this paper pack right here, and this paper pack is $14.99, but when the paper is 50% off, it would be $7.50. So for $7.50, you can create, I believe it's like 15 flowers or something like that if you minus, because this comes with 75 sheets. So you would have, it has all these really pretty colors right here. So if you wanted to do tons of different colors. Now I use this because each one comes with 5 sheets and you need 5 sheets per flower. So I did this coral looking color here. I'm not too sure if it's coming in my camera really well. And I've made this white one here with the regular 8.5 by 11. And now we're going to make this like mint green color here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I did it. Now, I got a free template from, it's Noelle Miziza. I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway, she has a free template, and I'll have it linked down below. And I believe she's made some YouTube videos on this as well. I found this from her blog, but if she does, I'll have that link down below as well. So whenever you get the template, it's going to come just like this. So this would be like the whole sheet. You'd print it out on the 8.5 by 11. And what you would do is cut these out so you would be able to have these as your templates. I seen somebody where they took and just printed the one, traced it, and then cut off that piece, traced another piece. Instead of using 5 sheets of paper, you could break it down a little bit more because like some more of these pieces would fit on 1 sheet of paper. But if not, you could just print 5 of these, cut them out in the different sizes so you have all your templates and just keep these. So if you use this big petal, which I'm not using today, I'll show you in just a minute, you would need 12 of them. So I just wrote the numbers on top of how many I need of each one. So the ones that we're using today, so it comes with 5 pieces here. So you've got like the large piece, like a little bit smaller. So let's say extra large, large, medium, small, and little. So the pieces that we're using today are going to be the 3 middle pieces, which will create like more of a medium flower that everybody does. So we're going to take those out and we're going to be using these 3 pieces. Now when you do this 12 by 12, you really want to do this perfect so you can utilize every bit of the paper. So I'm going to show you how I do this template. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So what I do is I start over here and I get it as close as I can and I come all the way to the bottom. So I get my template because you don't need to cut a piece since this is flat. I get it all the way to the edge over here and then I'm going to trace all the way around this. All right, so then what I do is I come in with my next piece because I know that I really can't keep going on this one sheet with the big one. So then I come in with the one that's a little bit smaller and I'm going to flip it like this. So I'm going to get it as close as I possibly can because this is like a flat piece right here up against the other flat piece. So I'm going to get it up as close as I possibly can. Then I'm going to trace around this one. Whenever you get done, your paper should look something like this. So I've got 1 big one, 2 of the medium, and 2 of the small. So then what I do is I grab 2 more sheets. And I'm not going to have to trace on these. I'm just going to get them right underneath this one. stack them perfectly. And now I'm going to trim around this, which is going to create 3 of the big ones. And then it's going to create 6 of the medium and 6 of the small, which we need 6 medium and 6 small and 6 big. So all I'm going to have to come back, because this is going to cut 3 of my big, I'll have to come back with 1 more sheet and put 3 more big on it, and then we'll be done. So let me go ahead and show you cutting these out. So I'm just going to keep them together really nicely. From 3 pieces of paper, we now have the 6 medium, the 6 small, and 3 of the big. So we only need 3 more big ones. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my another 12 by 12, and then that's going to leave us with 1 more, which is going to do the fringe for the middle. All right, so what we're going to do is very carefully place these on here to where we can get all 3 of these on here. Now we have the last 3 big ones. Now we have the 6 big ones, the 6 medium, and the 6 small. So the next step that we're going to do is, what we're going to do is take them, and we'll start with the big ones first. And I take about 3 at a time. And then you want to go ahead and cut about 2 inches up, right in the center. So you can create 2 little flaps so that way they can overlap just like this to make your flower. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to do this to the rest of them. Okay, so now that you have all of these cut, you're going to start with the big ones first. You're going to take and you're just going to overlap just a little bit. And then when we get towards the other ones, we'll overlap a little bit more. But on the ones that go on the outside, just a little bit. So what you're going to do is take your glue gun, get a little bit of glue here on the outside, and just overlap it just like this. Now before you do this, you could go ahead and take these and take a pencil or a stick or something and go ahead and get all these rolled together at the same time. But I like to do mine like this first and then roll them. That way they have more of an individual look. So then I'm going to go ahead and continue with the glue. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other sizes. I like to do all mine at the exact same time. So on these, I'm going to come in just a little bit more. With these ones, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and overlap till it comes all the way to the other side. So bring that in a little bit so you guys can see. For the next step, after you have all of those glued, what I do is you can either take a pencil or you can take like a little small dowel rod and just go on the back side like this and just start pulling these like this. And you want them to go on the opposite side of this. So just kind of bringing those around. You can stack stack a couple of these together. And you can like roll them like this if you wanted to. Just kind of rolling the edges if you wanted to. So it's just whatever you really want to do. Okay, so now that we have all of these curled, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the big flower. Okay, so you're going to need a little scrap piece of paper, so whenever we get them all glued, we're going to put this on the back to help support it. It doesn't have to be a matching color, especially if you're going to use 5 whole sheets of this. You're not going to have enough pieces of scraps the size to be able to do this. So I just use any color. It really doesn't matter. You can't see it anyways. So this is what we're going to do. So you're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the big petals. You're just going to get a little bit of glue here on the edge. And then get this next one on top of it just like this. So you're going to do that all the way around. So we're just going to continue to add those. And you can add it to this side, or you can add it to like I just did the first time. All right, when you get to the last piece, you're just going to take this and overlap it just like that. So just going to add a little bit of glue here on the side. And then we're just going to overlap just like that. So there is our big flower base. What I like to do is, this is what I like to do next. So what I do is I'm going to go ahead and take this scrap piece of paper and I'm going to glue it on the back side of this. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip over my flower and I'm going to go all the way around. And I'm going to get that scrap piece of paper. Then we'll come back here in a little bit and we'll trim the corners. So I'm going to flip it back around and get this smashed down. There we go. So now this is what I like to do. Some people like to go ahead and put these together the same way you just did this and then glue it down, but I like to just go ahead and pop them in. So I start right here where it's like the opposite of like right here in the center. So what I do is add a little bit of glue to the back side. And I'm going to pop it right down inside just like this. And then I'm going to turn and then just keep going all the way around. Getting the glue on the bottom and then just overlapping just like that. Just like that, those pieces are in there. Now you can always come back here in just a little bit and kind of work these down just a little bit more. So I'm going to do the same thing for the middle pieces. So we're just going to take one, get some glue on it, and then we're just going to alternate just like we did with the other one and just popping them in. Okay, so once you have all your pieces in here just like that, like this one, I would want to come back and kind of work it just a little bit more to pop out. You can come in and push those down just a little bit. So the next thing that I will do is I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way and we're going to work on the fringe. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 12 by 12 piece of paper and I'm going to cut it down to 6. So that way it's 6-inch pieces of paper, 6 by 12. So I'm going to go ahead and get this trimmed. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half. just like that, which actually I want it this way because this is like a textured paper. So I'm going to make sure that texture is on top. So I'm going to fold it in half just like this. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and get this creased real good. Then we're going to take where it's folded, not where it's open, and we're going to just cut like this. And it's about a 1/4 of an inch each piece. And you're just going to come all the way down, leaving a little piece right here for us to glue. And that's about a 1/2 inch. About 1/4 to 1/2 inch. Alright, so then I'm going to take the two pieces apart. And I'm going to start with one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start rolling it. So just like this, I'm just rolling it around. Then when I get to a certain point, I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue. And then keep rolling it. Add some more glue. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my next piece of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and overlap where we just ended, getting that glued down. And I'm going to roll it a couple of times. I'm going to stop, add some glue here, and then keep rolling. You can kind of start smashing on it to get it to be more of a circle. Then I always add glue right here on this end piece to get it to attach. Just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and get these pushed out just like this. And there you go. So you have your little fringe piece for the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over here and test it. So that's where that's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue all the way around. And then pop that right down inside. And then I'm just going to kind of hold it for just a second. Pull off any remaining glue. And there you have it. You have these big paper flowers. So I'm actually making these for my aunt's room. I'm going to hang them above her bed. So I'm doing a few of these colors right here. So I'll probably do another white one, a couple more white ones, and maybe 1 or 2 more of these. So I'm going to make a whole thing above her bed. And then I'm probably just going to either take like another one of these right here and then kind of have it come off, and then like to make my leaf, I'm going to probably cut out another one of these, but maybe point it just a little bit more. I'll fold it, make some crease lines here and there like this, just creasing to make my leaf, and I'll probably distress those just a little bit, and I'll do it with green paper, of course, and then distress those a little bit to make it look more realistic and have it kind of bent. So that's what I'm going to do. But like I said, I'm making these to go above my aunt's bed. But I've seen people use these for like nursery decor above the crib. Is super cute. Or even birthday parties, you know, baby showers, stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.